How's that? We actually get to talk about set 1 support fully, not just a couple cards.
Oh yeah, a bunch of set 1 stuff, which I think most of it has already been, most of it has already been revealed, hasn't it?
In a sense,
it's
yes, but not.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back everybody to another episode of V-Time, episode 205. We got a card-heavy episode for you guys today. Mostly just leaks from set 1. A couple of triple rares, a lot of double rares actually. Jesus Christ, the amount of double rares we got. And a lot of good things on the horizon with just one bit of news at the end. So this should be, I say should be, a quick episode. So,
yeah, it never is just a quick episode.
Never is. So, without further ado, let's get this show on the road.
Hey, yes, package for Mr. Top Deck Heroes.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. Mr. Top Deck Heroes. Mr. Top Deck Heroes, package. Man, another one? What is with this guy? Mr. Top Deck Heroes.
Again. Oh, Melody again.
Mr. Top Deck Heroes, your package. Oh, God, thank you, that was heavy. What's in that one?
Oh, trading cards.
Cards. Was every one of them cards?
Yeah.
How can you afford that?
Oh, that's interesting you say that. I got it from this place called
Secret.
Man, these people are crazy.
It's no secret. 50 cards. Use code TDHeroes for a discount.
Starting us off with one card of support I honestly did not see us getting this fast.
You and me both. You and me both.
Also makes a certain promo potentially obsolete, but we'll get to that. So, set 1 of DZ is supporting anything and everything on the list right now. So we've got Maggie support we're going to cover. We saw Greed on last week. We're getting double rares for decks we didn't know we were going to get. For instance, we got a double rare for Alden in Night of Heavenly Rhythm per sale.
Yep.
This is a grade 1 8k double rare that says auto back row center rear guard. At the end of the battle that this unit boosted, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, cost counter +1, put this unit into your soul, choose the same number of your rest rear guards as the number of rear guards placed by the ability of your Vanguard with Alden in its card name during the battle phase this turn, and stand them. If you stand 2 or more cards, you may draw a card. Hot diggity.
That is an absolutely wonderful card.
Both you and me have played Alden. Yeah, so you want to start us off with all the combos?
I mean, this essentially, this is where you're talking about like the grade 0 may become obsolete. I don't think so necessarily, because with the grade 0 and this, you have a consistent 5 attack turns.
Valid.
I mean, it's like it's consistently, but with also this, you have to call 2 at least minimum 2 to get the whole full effect of go into soul and draw a card. So which means if you have the grade 3 that you're going to be calling bouncing back, you want to call the grade 0 along with it, and you feel that condition. If not, then you have to call back something, and then you have to return something and then call back the grade 1 and the grade 2 in order to fulfill the condition. And if you don't have that, then it's a little difficult.
That is
so having the grade 0,
valid.
it's still going to be much useful. It's just you're not going to feel so bad because it's only one attacking unit. It's a whole fucking column.
Now, last time we did Alden on the channel, we actually haven't done it with 50 card decks, so you have more space to put this in. And I'm thinking back as like the one downside about this card in technicality is while you do have the promo grade 0 that just works beautifully with all of them because you can call a grade 3, you can call him, you can call any combination, call out grade 2, grade 1, whatever. But because it's a grade 0, that second call really doesn't matter, and he activates the restand ability for the other column, yada yada yada. With this grade 1, there is the quote unquote problem of if you really want to maximize on it, so restand the full column, put it into soul and draw a card, or it always goes to soul, but at least get a benefit back by drawing a card, you have to call 2 cards with Alden. Therefore, you have to potentially bounce a grade 2 or a grade 3 or something, you know, staple stuff, and then you have to call 2 cards down. Now, if you're bouncing a grade 3, calling 2 cards is 2 and a 1 or 2 and a 0, yada yada yada, or 2 1s if you're really that desperate, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
The most optimal is a 2 and a 1. You want a good grade 2 and then you want a good grade 1 booster. See, the problem here though becomes if you don't have that, then you have to call a grade 0. I've called triggers before, but that's fine and dandy. Or you had called this grade promo grade 0, but then you're not getting its effect off, or you're kind of like it. You gotta be fucking careful. Like this card open up so many avenues, but you gotta be fucking careful.
Not too careful. Like even if you call the grade 0, if you don't use the effect, that's fine. You're basically just calling it for the just to fulfill that condition with this.
Yeah, so you can, and the grade 0 is still an 8k booster.
It's an 8k booster for, you know, for if you're using the grade 3, then you're fine, you know. You're just depending.
I'm looking at the deck list we have. I think we need to put a lot more grade 2s in.
There are some things that are gonna have to be changed around, yeah.
Yeah. This is gonna be a fun deck
this
to build.
is everything ever since the 50 card deck, you know, certain things are like, okay, now we have more space, and ever since this whole new thing, it's just decks are getting reworked around different ways.
Oh yeah.
But
right.
Specifically, there's a card that we're gonna have to include in this deck that we couldn't include in the other deck because now we have the ability to do so.
You're talking about the thing we're gonna talk about in a bit?
Yep.
Yeah, nice. But before we get to there, we actually got to cover all the other stuff that kind of showed up. Speaking of some comments, they're really hitting the ballpark away with some certain comments, because if we're getting comments like this, I can't wait to see what kind of support we're getting. So Hector, what kind of comment did we get?
Well, I'm saying this because of artwork is a very Gandiva comment, but it can be used for anything. But it's a Dragon Empire. Yeah, it can really be used for anything, specifically in Dragon Empire. It's a Dragon Empire grade 2 normal order. It's plays this with cost, energy blast 2. Oh yeah, specialty summit grilling.
Fire Dragon Breath Wind.
Fire Dragon's Breath.
Yeah, that's a fucking long ass name.
It's a long ass name. Plus, let's be real. Look how many people are actually gonna play it. Actually, maybe a few people, depending on what certain decks.
So what anyways,
its skill is play this cost, energy blast 2. Look at the same number of the top of your cards from the top of your deck. From the top of your deck is the number of opponent open rear guard. That the way it's translated, the way it's worded on thing, it's
good sir. You
stupid.
have it on screen in front of you. Just read the thing in front of you.
Yeah, I know, and it's the same thing. It's just, look at the top card of the deck as the number of your opponents open. That's the first one. Anyways, basically, look at the top card. Look at the top
equal
card
to
of
the
your deck.
open number of rear guards.
Yes. Rear guards, yeah. And then you, lost my track for that. And then you choose up to 1 unit card with gray lists and are equal to your Vanguard from among them, call to rear guard, and shuffle the deck. If your opponent's rear guard was retired this turn by your card's ability, then that unit gets plus 5k. It's
honestly
little,
not bad.
Yeah, it's not heavy. Like, it's not bad. It's like not breaking the game. It's just nice.
Look at it this way: in most decks that can retire during main phase, be a Gandiva, be a Eugene, be anything we might get, you're for Energy Blast 2, which depending on how many energy cards you actually play in deck, that's not a lot. That's actually really cheap. You get to look at top cards of your deck, you can do a number of opponent's rear guards. pick any piece you want, and call it and it gains 5k. So you get a free filter in a sense, and also a power up on top of it.
Yeah, but of course, this is the congruent with you have to have retire power a lot. Because if you only have your opponent only has one open field, then you can look at the top card of your deck. So it's one of those. It's
I mean, look at it this way. Eugene definitely can use this. Gandiva, you mentioned, that can definitely use this. Overlord doesn't have much main phase retire, nor does Bao Sagar could technically use this since she does retire the front row, so you at least get minimum 2.
No, that's true.
But you have, for Bao Sagar, you do have other orders you want to technically play, so playing a normal order might not be very beneficial. So, but half scratch that one. Narana doesn't really retire during main phase unless you build around it. And I can't think off the top of my head. Oh, Tamayura and Sojo Doji also. Sojo maybe, but you don't retire in the deck. You really just bind. So,
yeah, they bind themselves. And Tamayura puts things in the soul as far as removal. That's really about it.
Exactly. So now, Eugene Gandiva.
What about the Wrought Iron dude?
Wrought Iron? He does not retire actually during main phase. He retires during battle phase and now with only one grade 3 support card.
Oh, okay. So not him, but neither the new start deck.
Nope. Maybe something new. Hey, maybe the new faded one's gonna have like a main phase retire, and this is just gonna fit straight in.
Yeah. Well, it is Energy Blast, which well, depending on what their effects do, we'll know if it's heavy on B or not.
Exactly. But who would have thought we'd talk about a common this much?
Hey,
All right. Moving on. We got to get to the Tuesday stream leaks. And Tuesday stream leaked a couple of things. First off, we go back into V era a little bit with the new rotation of promos for each clan. And these are the promo grade 1s, 5k bases that kind of go around guarding. For the first one we're going to look at is Knight of Alliance Garderus. He's a great one for the Royal Paladins. Same first ability as all of them. Continuous hand, you may discard this card as a heal for the cost of calling G Guardians, so technically a premium V premium card. And then his secondary ability is Auto. When this unit is put on Guardian Circle from hand, costs remove a heal from hand or drop. Choose up to 2 of your grade 2 rear guards, and until the end of that battle they get Auto. When this unit is retired from Guardian Circle, put this card into your hand and shield 10k. Yeah, fuck. So you have a if you did not choose 2 cards, Counter +1, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets 5k power until the end of turn.
Which, why wouldn't you pick the grade 2 rear guards?
So it makes your grade 2 rear guards that in this very instance can intercept 15k interceptors. So
15K?
Huh?
Yeah, 15k interceptors.
Yeah, so on top of this card being put into Guardian Circle, that's like 25k shield to 40k shield just guarding with this. And it does give the 2 rear guards the ability, which means you don't have to guard with them in that same battle. You can save those 15k interceptors for a different battle and then bounce them back to hand.
That's the most important thing. It's like they're going back to hand. They're just not just going to get retired away.
A big important thing here, though, is the fact that the way it's worded is choose up to 2 of your grade 2 rearwards, right? Depending on what deck you're facing, you might honestly just choose one of your grade 2 rear guards, give it 15k so you have a 15k interceptor to bounce it back to hand, and that's it. So you could activate the Counter +1 ability and give 5k to your Vanguard for the rest of the turn.
I can see that, but why would you CB1 for 5k?
Because depending on matchups, a constant extra 5k shield on every attack could matter much more than a one-time 15k shield.
True. Depending on the matchups, that is true. But then again, most matchups that I've seen in Premium and V usually are a bit bigger than just the 5k shield.
You'd think You think, depending on the matchup, one defensive trigger plus this can completely shut down most turns.
I've only seen matchups from D Police, Shadow Paladins.
Well, those are specific matchups. I'm talking about multi-attack decks. I'm talking about Thavas that pokes you between 10 to 20. I'm talking about Murakami, surprisingly, that does gain a shit ton of power, but a couple triggers on this, yeah, you're stopping those powers. Granted, they're going to probably retire your grade 2s before you can do that, but still.
Yeah.
Pale Moon's got a good number of attacks, but they're all in that weird range where too many triggers and too many effects like this, you're not hitting anymore.
That's fair. That's fair.
But as per usual, they don't come in singles, they come in pairs.
Which we now have the Murokumu one, I believe. Yeah.
Yep.
And this one's... What is its name on this one? Stealth Fiend Karakohime.
Correct.
And it has the same effect, the first effect of, when the spirit is in the hand, you remove a heal trigger to call G Guardian. Oh yeah, that's not even including the power of the G Guardian, or what you said previously. When you're talking about two 15k shields, or 30 plus the 10, so 40 and plus G Guardian, whatever its skill.
Read the full effect first, and then I'll clarify.
Yeah. Sorry about those. It was the other one. But anyways, the full effect of this one is, obviously that one. When this unit is put on Guardian Circle from hand, cost remove a heal trigger from your hand or drop. Choose one of your units, search the deck for up to one card with the same card name as that unit, and call it a Guardian Circle. Until the end of that turn, at the end of that battle, it gets win auto. When this unit is retired from the Guardian Circle, 15 put this card to the bottom of the deck. Jesus, I don't like B units. They're all fucking ball jumbled up in there. Second part of the skill right there is...
the card that was called also gains 10k shield on top of that.
15k shield.
10k shield.
Oh, 10k. No.
Oh, 15. No, yeah, you're correct. It is 15.
Yeah, it gets 15, and then shuffle deck. If you chose a grade 2 or greater unit, cost Counterblast 1, and your Vanguard gets plus 5k.
Which makes sense. Like in V and Premium, you mostly have grade 1s that are 10k shield, so if you choose a grade 1, you may have a 25k shield with that. So if you choose a grade 2, it's a 20, if you choose a grade 3, it's a 15, so it makes sense to give the benefit to the lesser shield values. Also, one quick clarification. The first ability lets you discard these cards from hand to pay the cost for G Guardian. So you're either G Guarding with these cards or placing them in Guardian Circle to activate their effects. You can't do both.
That is true. That's true.
I don't play V.
I don't play V, so I wouldn't know what to say.
Surprisingly, it's very interesting. Like the second effect for both of these and all of these we're gonna get sooner or later. Works in both formats, Premium and VE, and can really make a difference. Honestly, the second ability, gaining 5k to the Vanguard for the rest of the turn, makes much more of a bigger difference in V than Premium. But it's nice the fact that they have that first effect of, oh, look, each one of these decks outside of Bermuda, they already had it, gains 4 more G-Guard Ditch Fodders. Which is honestly really fucking nice.
That is really good.
So overall, great quality of life for Premium and V. Sad that we're still getting only promos and not actual products, but maybe sooner or later we are getting some premium products that are actually amazing, so we'll get there. But before we get there, we got to go back into D or DZ or however you want to call it, standard format. And we look at some... Yeah, that joke's been made too many times. Get serious.
Oh, it's gonna be kept on making. It's a gift that keeps giving. The joke that keeps giving,
Pretty much. But now we got to look at some Maggie support in Divine Z, and we're starting off with a double rare Sylvan Horned Beast Ikenwin. It's a great Inkenwin, something like that. It starts with an I, goes to an L, then it's a Ken, then it's a Win.
Ilkenwin.
There we go. So this card is very fun because it says auto when this unit is placed on rearguard. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Magnolia in its card name, Cost Soul Blast 1, discard a card from hand, search your deck or drop for up to 1 card of Magnolia in its different card name from your Vanguard, or up to 1 grade 0 normal order, reveal it and put it into your hand, and if you search the deck, shuffle the deck. So hot diggity, it doesn't gain any power, but it is an amazing utility card from Magnolia because it works in both. So you ride OG Magnolia, and if you place this, you either search for grade 4 Elder or you search for Maggie Mask, whatever deck you're playing.
Like, damn, this is good in that. I saw that, I was like, holy shit.
Like, one problem with both grade 4 decks and Mask decks is the fact that you don't run them as in the right line. You have to run them in the deck, so searching those cards out is always a pain in the ass. Luckily, with certain decks, we got those promos that lets to search them from like Soul, Drop, or Deck for Bruce and Snow, and that's it. Oh, and technically, Kairi. You know.
Yeah, those got a little too, unfair.
Exactly, but Bastion, Maggie, and Nirvana didn't get those. They just got the jump rights. Well, what if you have a card that searches it, and then you just play the jump right next to it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, this just basically gets anything you want. I mean, you can cut down on certain things too.
One more thing to note, this actually does get a little bit more mileage potentially in Maggie Mask, because this allows you to run multiple copies of OG Magnolia in your deck. Because once you go into Mask, you can call this, pay the cost, and get OG Magnolia, and now you have OG Magnolia ready to go to disc remove from game for the Mask ability.
Mm-hmm. Which it's kind of sad that you have to discard a card first. I wish it would have been like, if you added something to your hand, discard it, then it'd just be perfect.
It's fair. You get from deck or drop. It's a fixer. It's not a pluser, it's a fixer. And what you're fixing for is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of fixers, we got one more card for Maggie, and this time a triple rare of that, God fucking damn it, this is a triple rare.
This is talk about make Maggie great again. So it is a grade 2, obviously. Its name is Sylvan Horn Beast Banaspati. We're just gonna call him Banana. That is his name because
he's got the color for it.
Yep. So skill is auto. When this unit is placed on rear guard, other during the battle phase, cost Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your vanguards with Sylvan Horn Beast in its card name. For every two grades of that unit, choose a grade 3 or less card with a different card name from this one for your drop zone and call it to rear guard. And then auto rear guard, when this unit attacks, choose one of your vanguards with Sylvan Horn Beast in its card name. And for every 2 of the unit, it gets plus 5k until the end of that battle.
Hot diggity.
So ideally, it's going to be perfect in grade 4 Maggie, because you get 2 off the grade 4 Maggie, and then you get 1 off the
but you can technically still run it in Mask.
Yeah, you're still going to be running because it's just a Counterblast 1 and get something back. And then, say it's like...
This is a -1 in hand, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, +3 to fucking board in Maggie Elder.
And Maggie Elder 2 for everything else.
Yeah, but still, like, not to mention, this is early game. This is, I'm have a grade 2 Sylvan Horn. Cool. Call skill, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, call a grade 3 from drop to board if I can. Because I can. It just cares how many grades your Vanguard has for how many cards you call, but you can call grade 3 or less immediately on your turn 2.
Oh yeah, that is stupid.
Yeah, trust me, I experienced it firsthand. I was like, fuck. So overall, this card just has a shit ton of mileage. It makes sense in Maggie deck because not only does Maggie have currently a lot of cards that get retired or put to soul, draw cards, yada yada yada, but also suffers from your opponent just saying, and your board's gone. So just having a emergency call the board, pay a cost, make board again, on a stick. It's actually really fucking nice.
It really is. I'm just like, damn.
On top of the fact that, and we're talking about Elder mostly because in Maggie Mask it really does lose a lot of mileage. It does have benefits there, but in Elder you just get a lot more. And as such, an Elder, this is a 25k attacker on its own.
It's a 20k attacker with 25k when the Elder skill goes off.
So this just gets mileage. This just gets so much mileage. So Hector, with triple rare support for specific decks like Greedon and Maggie looking like this, you excited for triple rare support in future decks?
I am. Specifically in, like, if this is what grade 4 Maggie is getting, I wonder what grade 4 support is going to be for the other decks if they get support.
Dude, like, oh, not to mention, okay, that is very much correct. I like your chain of thinking there. We also got to think about it. It's not grade 4 Maggie support. It excels in grade 4 Maggie, but it's Maggie support.
It's Maggie support in general.
Horn Beast support.
Specifically said it's of Silver and Horn Beast, but not just that. Also looking at the, Alden's, like that one's so good. It's so fucking good.
And look at Greedons. It works for both Greedons amazingly, actually.
So I like how they're doing this. So they're introducing something where it's like it works in one deck, but it works best in another one. A variation of the deck.
You know what I need now? I need fucking Diabolos unit that works for both fucking Bruces.
Yeah, no, let's not.
I can dream, all right? We'll see down the road if we get one. But before we get one, we have one more card to talk about. One more triple rare that got leaked on stream. And this is following the trend that we're getting with the new Cycle triple rare grade 2s. As such, we have full confirmation that they're going to look very similar to each other. But we're starting to see a little bit of gaps of how these are going to work. So, for example, we now have the Stoicheia one in Sea Rumble Brave Shooter. His first ability is the same as the last Cycle Grade 2 we saw, and that is auto when this card is put on Guardian Circle from hand or discarded from hand while riding from the right deck, Counter Blast 1 or Energy Blast 3 and draw a card. This is where things start to get spicy because we have auto when this unit is placed on rear guard. If you Persona Road this turn, Counter Blast 1 or Energy Blast 3, choose a Grade 2 or less normal unit with a different card name from this unit and without Sentinel from your drop or an order card from your drop, put it into hand, choose a card from your hand and discard it. So Hector, you've played technically more Stoicheia decks than me. How good is a fixer?
Oh dude, this is amazing. Remember what we were talking about in Mythiarch?
Yeah.
Do with this, like Persona Ride this, call this, and then in EB3 get back the other grade 2. That's the new one, the new promo. That's a big attacker. Because I can't with that one. I can't even I have to do something else. So I'm just getting a hand. Call this, bam, get that one back, and then when that one dies, it goes away. I get another one back, dude. I mean, and when you put it also in like Flagberg, and then also put it in fucking Maggie.
Yeah.
Put it in. Yeah, like if you go Maggie Mask with this, like that you get a lot out of it. Flagberg is definitely probably going to be using this because you don't have to use Soul Blast. It's a freaking ditcher that's going to use the EV. We're not going to use it for anything else, and then all I have to do is just Persona Ride or to either Counter Blast or EV, and then get something back for free like that. Like,
so. I want to talk about the second ability more once we see the next one, the other version, the other cycle card we got to cover, because I feel like balance is a little bit skewed somewhere. But before we get there, we got to move on with some more cards of the day. And Hector, what do we got this time around?
Honestly, I don't think it's worth mentioning it. We can just skip it.
Actually, it is worth mentioning. It's better than you think.
Not really. It's a grade 2 cater unit called Prosperous Dragon. It's auto. When this unit attacks Vanguard, if you have 4 more units cost, EB4, draw a card. I'm
What's your-
sorry, but like,
That's actually better than you think.
first of all, it's an EB4, which you're already taking up the same amount of cost resource that your main Vanguard for the energy ones. Like, I forget what the new dudes. Yeah, so it's taking up that. Yeah, like so. Versus that one where you get a unit and extra attacker, where this one only draws a card, and this one you have to have 4 more units. So like, it doesn't get any power. All it does is just draw a card, 1 card.
So let me broaden your horizons. In a start deck that uses Energy Blast 4 on a regular basis, I 100% agree. In any other deck at this current moment that does not use the energy for anything else, this is a every turn draw an extra card for free.
I see where you're pointing at, but I would argue that the other cards that have, well, we are going to be talking about that are released, kind of takes up the energy that this would take.
True. I'm gonna say that.
That's my only, like, in the grand scheme where like you have nothing else, this is a pretty good decent card for that. But when you have other cards and you are limited every single turn, I mean, hell, you go 1 turn when you have nothing. At least you let's say if you go 0, you'll get back 3. You can't even use this for 1 turn. You have to wait until next turn until you get 6. Versus other cards where it's at least a 3 energy blast. You can use it that turn. You get next turn. You get EB3 back, and you can use it again.
So I completely agree. Like, don't get me wrong. This is not an amazing card that's going to be a staple in every deck. But it's so free. Like, just think of it this way. In Alden, right? We said we need to add more grade 2s. Imagine just throwing this down and then just Energy Blast 4, draw a card. Why wait till you get to 7th to draw 1 card when every turn you can just Energy Blast 4 to draw a card?
True. I mean, technically, you can also use this early game if you want to overextend.
Pretty much, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. It's viable. It's an option. It's not a good option, but it's there.
I like this card because it reminds me of Mabel in Bruce, where Mabel was a Cannibalist 1, give your Vanguard triple drive. Now the turn you play
that's
it,
different.
That is
totally
different. That is different because of triple drive, but it's also a Cannibalist, so it kind of made sense. I'm talking about the plus economy, the resource economy, because Mabel's biggest thing was the turn you played it, she evened out. Because you gained an extra drive check, therefore you drew an extra card, so you place her in hand by doing so. But she had extra mileage the more she stayed on board, because now every turn she would draw or give me an extra card without minusing more cards in hand, because I didn't have to play another Mabel. And I'm seeing the same thing with this. If this stays on board, or you find ways like in Alden to bounce it, call it back, yada yada yada, you have something that keeps drawing you cards without negging your resources back.
I see what you're saying in terms of the long run, but in the terms of like the whole everything, like you're looking at the big picture in the future. I'm looking at in the moment now and like everything else that's available. Like, yeah, it's too different. It's just not enough. Let's put it that way.
Valid. Let's move on to something that also potentially is not enough, but is a very fun card. We have a new normal order for Brentgate, and that is Refueling Stand. It's a grade 2 normal order, not a set order, a normal order that says, play this with Energy Blast 2. Look at top 2 cards of your deck, choose a card from among them, put it into your hand, and put the rest into your soul. That's it. It literally is just a play an order for Energy Blast 2, replace the order with something from the top 2 and Soul Charge. Which honestly doesn't sound that amazing, but is just a nice filter utility in a sense, because a lot of Brentgate decks do require Soul and run off a Soul, so having a free-ish Soul Charge engine is nice. On top of just, look at top 2, add something to replace this order with. It activates order abilities if you have any order abilities in Brentgate, yada yada yada. It's a nifty common.
It's a nifty card. Like, even when I saw it, I was like, it's not game breaking. It's nice utility for what it is. You know, it's for a common.
Pretty much.
Common or rare, whatever.
Oh, who knows? Maybe we get a deck down the road that says, yeah, this thing needs to be ran because fuck.
Yeah, like it's nice to have around there.
I'll be completely honest. I'm over here just sitting, waiting for more Brent Gauge set orders that are just enough, not name restricted, because my bad deck really wants some upgrades. We'll see. We got Velshire in the set, so we'll see what kind of products he gets. But moving forward, we got to talk about the Thursday stream and all the goodies we got in that stream. So they announced not only that we're going to get a Cycle Grade 2 for Keter, but instead of showing any specific support for any specific archetype, they said, we're going to show you 6 cards, one from each nation. They're all going to have a similar cost economy. And they're all going to be grade 2 generic cards for all these nations. So they're introducing double rare grade 1s cycle cards.
Wait, did they say grade 2 or grade 1?
They're grade 1s. If I said grade 2, I misspoke. So Hector, start us off with the first one.
So the first one is Dragon Empire, grade 1, obviously. Its name is Dancer of Beautiful Flames Alpha. Then auto rearguard once per turn. When this unit boosts a rearguard, if you persona ride this turn, which hint that is one thing that I think all of them have, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
If you persona ride this turn, cost counterblast 1, choose one of your units, and until the end of the turn, it gets auto Vanguard rearguard. At the end of the battle, this unit attack. This unit gets critical 2 until the end of turn. -2.
Yeah, it gets the ability at the end of the battle that this unit attacked, it gets critical -2 until the end of turn. But then the ability continues, so that's the red text. But the unit also gets increase
or decrease to critical 2. Okay, exactly. So that was where it had me confused. It's red text. Okay.
Yes. That's why looking at the screen above helps.
Yeah.
So this is basically a booster that says make the boosting unit double critical, but if you do that at the end of that battle, it'll lose 2 critical. So it's a fun way to give basically a crit to a unit, but not break anything that can restand.
Because, oh my god, like, it doesn't have to necessarily choose the same one that it's boosted, it just has to boost something.
So, ironically, it needs to boost the rear guard, but it chooses any unit. So you can boost the rear guard and then choose your Vanguard to be double critical. Holy shit. Hold up. I need to do some research here. I need to prop up my glasses to go, wait a minute. Can I break this?
There he goes again. He's trying to break it now.
I am definitely trying to break it because, Hector, I want you to read the ability one more time very slowly and tell me if you notice anything.
If this unit boosts... okay, hold on. When this unit boosts the rear guard, if you persona ride this turn, which you have to persona ride, that's the thing, cost Cannibalist 1, choose one of your units until the end of turn, it gets red text, auto Vanguard rearguard. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked, this unit gets -2 critical until the end of the turn. And / increase or decrease its critical to 2. This unit boosts.
I can break it. Holy shit, wait a minute, I can break it. I can't break it, but I can make it fun.
What is your thinking? What is your thinking?
So, this is completely, and I'm gonna disappoint some people with this, around Eugene. But listen, alright, listen. So, let's say you attack with a rear guard and boost with this, right? You choose your Eugene and you make his critical 2 and he gets this red text ability, right?
Yeah.
So now you swing with a double critical Eugene, right?
Yeah.
A couple things, and to give context, you're boosting with Oswald.
Oh god.
So if you sequence the effects correctly, you first
now I gotta
activate
fucking look that up.
the red text, and at the end of that battle, you give Eugene -2 crit. You give him, or he gets -2 crit. So his critical goes from 2 to 0. Oswald says at the end of the battle that it boosted a Eugene, due to cost shindigs and all that, choose one of your Vanguard standard and increase or decrease its critical and drive to 1. So you put Eugene back to 1 crit. And let's just say, for the shiggles, the unit that this great one boosted was a Tribash. Well, when Eugene swings on the second swing, put Tribash into Soul and give him another crit. Huzzah, you have a 2-swing double critical Eugene now.
I'm not mad about it. It actually fucking works. Like, it's mad lad scientist bullshit, but you know, it actually can fucking work.
It can work because Oswald just makes it back. Because that's the thing. Like, the effect gives it -2 crit. So if you just increase it back to 1, you've basically nullified that thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a continuous ability this unit constantly has -2 crit. No, it gives it in that moment. So once you go away from that moment, yeah, you're fine. Oh, I'm gonna make a Eugene deck now. Where Eugene's gonna be on a video for multiple reasons other than this stupid combo, but he's gonna be on.
Yeah, it's because we also got another card that supports Eugene.
Surprisingly, yeah. So, but before we get to there, we got to move on. Enough of me breaking this shit. We got to move on to the other ones. So there is going to be a trend with these double rare grade ones. They're all going to be Persona Ride tied, and they're all going to be a counterblast 1 ability to activate. The only difference is if they activate by boosting, placing, yada yada yada. As we're going to see with Rainbow Blower. She's the Dark States version, and she is act rear guard once per turn. If you Persona Row this turn, cost Counterblast 1 and Soul Charge 1, which for Dark States is staple. Then choose up to 1 card from your Soul, call it to your rear guard, and this unit gets power 10k until the end of turn. Hot diggity, that's good.
Yeah, that's fucking good. I personally was like, holy shit, this is going to be a great card for Amagruzio. My only thing was the fact that it's a counterblast and soul charge. Like, you know how I am. Oh, for me, you know how I am. I don't like random soul charging if I can help it. And Amagruzio is one of the few decks where I don't random soul charge if, besides like the grade 1. Yeah, if I can help it. That is like one of the few decks where I don't random soul charge. Everything is what I choose to put in there or has to from, you know, from my hand or field or mask. None of it is random. So this is the only one. It's like I do have to soul charge. I was like, but the whole effect of, I mean, you call back out the grade 1 for Amagruzio, that accounts for 2, and it gets an extra 10k. Like,
the card call does not get an extra 10k. This grade 1 gets an extra 10k.
No, this one gets an 10k, but I'm talking about. Yeah, but you get a booster back. You get whatever you need. Like, choose a card. You get whatever you want from it, basically.
Yeah, whatever's in your soul at that moment.
Whatever you need from your soul. Which I understand. Like, if you have an empty soul, the soul charge allows you to get some back. I understand why, but me personally, I'm just like, but like, it's still a fucking good card.
Okay. Oh, damn it! I keep trying to break it and I can't. It's an act ability. Damn it.
It's an act ability, yes.
If it was an auto on place ability and the only restrictions was Persona Ride, I would be breaking greed on right now.
Dear God, no. We specifically why they did that.
Yeah, exactly. But still, it's a nice card in most decks. Greedon is a really good example for a Counterblast. You get to call a card out and get an attacker. So you can put it in normal Greedon if you just want an attacker and a full board. You can put it in Greedon Mask if you want a really good attacker. as well as just call specific cards out of soul. Granted, for Greed on Mask, you want your CB for Goma, and you want your CB for your triple drive, so you don't want a CB for this. But, you know, that's player preference at that point. Bruce,
it's an option.
Maybe. It doesn't hurt to have an 18k and just a free board maker. Amr Gruzi, you said perfectly. You get not only a 20k... Like, look at this one. This is during a Persona Right turn. You can throw this in the front row. This is a 28k beater on her own that also gets you a piece out of soul.
Yeah, and you have 3 attacks with that. You have the full combo that you need from it.
Exactly. So overall, this card will see some really good mileage.
Like, this definitely will be seeds played in there.
Moving on. Hector, next one. Because we got technically 6 of them, so we got to move forward.
So, the next one is the Brent Gate. It is a grade 1, like obviously. And then this one is auto rearguard once per turn. When this unit boosts
What's the name?
Sorry, the name is Controller of Interstellar Dimming. Like, it looks like a little, like, what's called lock unit thing. Yeah, Link Joker lock thingy. But anyways, back to the skill. Auto rearguard once per turn. When this unit boosts to rearguard, if you Persona Ride, cost +1. Until the end of that battle, your opponent cannot play Blitz orders, which, weird, but okay. And when they would call cards from hand to Guardian Circle, they must call two or more at the same time.
That actually makes sense because there's a lot of new Blitz orders now that are actually provided a lot of shield, as well as the Blitz, Sentinel, the Elementaria. That just makes guarding hard.
Yeah, it just like it does make guarding a little bit like this is trying to, whatever it's boosting, make it as difficult as it can to guard.
Exactly.
Which, thank God you can't boost the Vanguard. It specifically has to boost the rear guard. But still, even, when you get like a mask, not a mask, but a snow turn where, the power is really fucking huge.
You have to Persona Ride.
Oh yeah, snow doesn't. If you want grade 3 snow, but no, yeah, you do have to Persona Ride. Obscurate, Ava.
Ava can potentially use this. You make your Obscurates that are double critical just be guard restrict, which can be really fucking annoying. So that is a very much valid option, as well as Ava doesn't really care about CB that much. It has so many ways to just fix its counter charge, counter blast, yada yada yada. Silhouette might not be
will gladly take it.
The what?
Avant-Garde will gladly take it.
I mean, yeah, your grade 2s really don't do anything other than being beat sticks. Silhouette can technically use it. You make just your arms guard restrict roll. I'm trying to think if there's any Brent Gate deck with good rear guards. Like Snow has really good rear guards, but they already have guard restrict, and Snow's already given them critical, so that's not really there. Gravidia technically, but Gravidia is in a bad spot already with space, so this might not be able to be ran there. Orphis could potentially utilize this. Just to have an extra guard restrict on the board. Why not? Depending. This is very much depending on what new Velstra does. This could be really good in Velstra. Because the OG Velstra, you really only have the products, and they're good beaters, but they don't have any real threat. Cards like this only really come into play when the card that it's boosting and giving effect to either has a crit, performance drive checks, does something impactful that you want to just put another layer of a nuisance on top of it.
Yeah.
And
so it may or may not see play depending on what is available.
Yeah, I'm really racking my brain through Brent Gate decks. Not many, like it's a nice effect, but not many Brent Gate decks really have strong rearguard reliance or strong rearguard threat. That's just like, here's my like Gravidia is probably the best example because it can have a great rearguard that can gain a critical.
Yeah, I think
but that's also if really... yeah, but. Other Brent Gate decks? Like I'm looking around in my collection because I have all the Brent Gate decks. There's not. I'm just gonna go through. No Heroes, no Velstra, no Gravidia is the only really one. Snow can't use it because it will go to Pure Light. Your Fist, in a sense, could. Eva is honestly probably one of the better ones because it has Obscudates that are double critical. Archite doesn't really have rearguard threat like that. Plus, it's not a monster, so it doesn't really work with Archite that well. Oh, Silhouette, not really. The new Brain Gaze stuff from the start deck, also not really. So we'll see what the new Velstra does. Maybe that's the support there.
Yeah, like the best two was just Ava and Vanguard. One because it's double critical, one because it's just a giant beat stick.
Exactly. And if you can find the space for Gravidia, then you can potentially play it in Gravidia as well. But, you know, Gravidia already has different problems. Anyway, moving on. We probably got to talk about one of the better ones. And that one, of course, comes into Keter with Forceps Angel. She's not an auto. She's an act ability, rearguard once per turn. If you Persona Row this turn, cost Counterblast 1. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 grade 3 or less unit card from among them. Call it to rearguard and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. This unit gets power 10k until the end of turn, so it's basically a cookie cutter copy of the Dark States one, but instead of soul, you grab from the top 3 of the deck, which means you're deck thinning, which means fuck, that's good.
But you are putting other cards in the bottom of the deck, but you have ways to shuffle.
Exactly. So, Mr. Kettermain, let me know, because a lot of people rank kitties specifically for the let me find something from the top of my deck and put it on board effect. So how good is this?
In the situations where you want to look for things, it is nice to have it. Like, God, like Kitty was one of those where it's like it served a lot of purpose, but it had you needed from the ride line, so you could only do it a certain amount of times. If it said 5, 100% on nearly every single cater deck was going to be running this. But it's just so good. It's just an extra attack like that. You can easily make another attack from this.
I'm just glad that it's an act ability. We don't need another caliber.
Yeah, I know. That's really what they wanted to do, but I mean, but it can fill up your board for when you need to, and it's an 18k attack on its own 28k. If you know with the Persona ride, like that's really fucking good.
It gets mileage. It really just gets mileage.
It just gets mileage and extends, and like there's really no heavy cost to it.
Speaking of mileage and extend, you want to talk about the other card that's basically a carbon copy but a little bit different?
Oh yeah, it's a grade 1 for Stoicheia, Fragrant Bloom, Dionysia. I'm not good with Greek names, so I can't say Dionysus or how you would pronounce it correctly.
Good enough,
it's
honestly.
Yeah. Auto rearguard once per turn. If you Persona ride, Counterblast 1, everything else. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 grade 3 or less unit from among them. Call to rearguard and discard the rest, and this unit gets plus 10k. So literally almost exactly the same thing like the Kato one. It's just rather than putting the other 2 cards in the bottom of the deck, these just discards them.
So arguably the Keter one is better because you're putting cards back in the deck. So as long as you can shuffle, you can actually filter. But for Stoicheia, honestly, putting cards to discard's not bad because a lot of Stoicheia decks do actually work with Grave. So this just does help the whole Stoicheia mechanic decently. And you still get the call.
You still get the call and you set up your Grave. It works tremendously well in Zorga and those decks that really rely on it, but in other decks, you maybe get rid of stuff that you don't need to deck thin.
Pretty much.
Which this deck thins a lot.
Yeah.
3 cards. Put 3 cards out the deck and back that damn.
That can work. Like we're starting to see a lot of mill mechanics. So we might see some cards that rely on a certain number of cards engraved to do some stupid shit. The new Zorga might just be that whole gimmick. Because I remember Alex back in the day, whenever Nectar first came out, really wanted to break it, so he tried to make a super mill deck in standard, but there weren't that many cards to help him. Now we're getting a lot of cards, so
now
if we really need a mill deck, I think it's possible now. All right. Last but not least, since Lyrical is in the rotation, and that's really weird now, we have a Lyrical card for all these. And the only difference between this one and all the rest of them is the fact that this one is not a once per turn, but for good reason. We have Sharing Happiness for Ririna. Her ability is Auto Rearguard. When this unit boosts a Rearguard, if you Persona roll this turn, Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1, so this is a Counterblast and Soul Blast, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets continuous Vanguard. All of your Rearguards get power 5k until the end of the turn. At the end of that battle, put this unit on the bottom of your deck. Hot diggity, that is busted.
I don't play Lyrical, so I have no idea.
Imagine Lyrical OT, but half power for that turn.
Oh god, that's not.
It literally gives your Vanguard the ability that all of your Rearguards get. It's Solaron on a stick.
Jesus.
But it's a continuous ability. Therefore, if units come in and come out, they're gonna get the stack. 5k power. Yeah. Actually, yeah, on top of that, it can stack. You have 2 of these and you can pay the cost. You can give fucking 10k to anything that gets... Oh shit, that's stupid.
Yeah, oh shit. Now I'm realizing.
Yeah, so the Lyrical Cycle Grade 2 from Set 4, the Set 10 versions, was the ability of on place, Counterblast 1. If you Persona roll this turn, your Vanguard gains the ability that all your front row units gain 5k. So it was a half Persona ride. This thing is an on boost, all your rear guards gain 5k power. So it's just a full 10k to columns at all times, 5k to the Vanguard column because of this game. It's literally a lyrical overtrigger at half power on a stick.
That's kind of stupid.
God fucking damn it. And it can be used in almost... Good sir. Oh my god, wait a minute. I can break this.
That's not...
I can put this in Herminia. If I play this correctly, I can Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, lose my soul, so Powerful is active. Counterblast not a problem because if you do this right, and the whole turn on top of Persona Ride will also be gaining an extra... Oh god, this is stupid. Oh, I'm trying to think. This can go in any lyrical deck if you can Persona Ride. I'm just trying to think of all the lyrical decks that can really benefit from this and can actually pay the cost without worrying the... Holy shit. I think this one's the best one out of the 6.
Based on that, yeah, probably.
Am I reading this right? Yeah, it gets all of your rear guards. Yeah, you first swing and then the whole turn is just powered up. Holy shit. See, if it said front row rear guards, I'd say, okay, it's tame and good. No, it just says all of your fucking rear guards.
Yep, all your rear guards get plus okay.
Oh my, on a Persona Ride turn on top of that.
Yeah, Persona Ride 2, so your front row gets 15k essentially.
Can't use this Kairi. Kairi can't Persona Ride. Oh, Leafo could technically use this if you bounce the correct units. Oh.
You know what?
Sorry,
really
I'm thinking a lot. Like I'm thinking a lot. Like this goes really well in. This goes really well in any lyrical deck right now that has dress up, just because you have multiple Persona Ride targets. Oh, this Sienna could use this, but I'm trying to think of the lyrical decks that get multi-attack as much as possible because that gets the most mileage there.
Ballista
does get. Holy shit, Ballista does get 5. Okay, so Ballista does get 5 attacks, but it gets extra attacks for every CB, so it'd be a 3 CB turn to fully utilize this, so that hurts a little bit, Ballista.
True. But even a 4 attack stack still be annoying.
Oh yeah, it still hurts. God, why am I blanking on all the fucking lyrical cards right now?
Because there's so many of them.
Oh, it'd be clunky, but you can technically put this inside a Felty Rosa and just make all the coasts 5k bigger. I don't know. I need to sit down and go through all the lyrical decks and see where I can break this.
This man loves trying to break cards.
Yeah, I know. But it is a Persona Ride effect, which means it's a turn 4 effect. We don't currently have any lyrical deck to just go Persona Ride because you can.
True.
All right. Before I start guessing, we have the last or one of the newest Grade 2 cycle cards to talk about. Hector, what is it and how fucking stupid is it?
It is the Grade 2 cater called Divine Sister Biscotti.
That's actually a cool name.
Yeah, I know. The Divine Sister. And if you look at the arts, for those of you who can't see the art, it's got a fucking shotgun.
Dude, I mentioned this and I'm going to keep it short. I think that is the most modern, real-looking firearm we've ever seen on a Vanguard card.
I think it is. Like, there's a few other ones that have guns that are, you know, very realistic.
Futuristic, fantasy, all that. This is the most realistic.
Yeah.
It has shotgun shells on the side like a proper shotgun.
Yeah, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, woman. Alright, so the first effect is like going to be like all of them. Auto, when this unit is put it on the Guardian Circle from hand or discarded from hand while riding from the ride line, cost +1 or EB3 and draw a card. Obviously very good, what I was talking about earlier into the Alden.
Yeah.
Where you didn't need soul anymore. Right there, perfect. This is an extra grade 2 that you're going to be putting in there. Also because of the second effect. The second effect is when this unit is placed on rear guard. If you Persona Ride this turn, cost +1 or Energy Blast 3. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 card from among them and put it on top of your deck and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. If it is not the battle phase, you may call it instead of putting it on top of your deck.
Yeah, I can see some breakage with Alden in this card.
So, to make it fully clear, is that if you use this during the main phase, you have the option of either calling what you need to call if you need something, or it stacks. You can leave it on top of it.
Or you can just,
100%.
Bounce a grade 3 and all, then call this in a grade 2, Energy Blast 3, look at top 3, stack a trigger before Alden swings.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was talking about. It's like it stacks. It you just look what you want. Okay, cool. I want this on top. Put everything else on bottom.
Oh god, this card has mileage.
Oh, so good.
Dude, if you have the energy for it and you have honestly good boosters or something, or you like, imagine this, because I think this is going to be the best play to reuse this in a way. You put this down and you put the promo dog behind it. So you swing with this and you have a 23k beater, or granted you have the Persona right that turn. So you have a 33k beater, right? And you potentially use her Energy Blast ability when you replace her to fill the board more. So you fill the board during the main phase, then you swing with her, boosted by dog to make a 33k column. Honestly, boosted by any fucking grade 1 at that point if you Persona Road. The reason I'm bringing up dog is because dog goes away and then looks at top 2, grabs you 1, puts the rest on bottom, yada yada yada, and frees up the rear guard, because when you swing it Alden, you bounce this grade 2 to hand, you call it again with, let's say, a grade 0, you make another column, but now you activate her ability and then you look at top 3 again and stack again. So for Energy Blast 6, you not only fill the board, but you stack. Yeah, that's just one avenue you can go.
That's one avenue, yes.
God, man, it's stupid.
Like, I saw this and I was like, oh, this is good.
And that's just Alden. That's like one deck.
One specific deck. And
Hey.
because, like, I was thinking of also Hexa Orb.
Hey. Soleron.
So they run.
You can actually run this in Soleron and actually be decently fucking good.
Yeah, I was like 100% like Soleron. Like Soleron actually might start seeing some more play. I'm gonna have to revisit that deck ever since I learned how to properly use the skill. But you can use that and that. You can use this in what's called Thagria.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, you can use it in Thagria. You can use it in Hexa Orb will really take fucking advantage of it, because you can need stacks. Or if you just want something else to bring it, because like your Vanguard doesn't use any CB, it's just the rear guards. So if you have nothing on your field, bam, this, call something else, bam, stacks up more.
I think out of all of these, because this is where I want to talk about balance, Wow, we've been really going for now. This is where I want to talk about balance. If you look at the grade 2 for Dark States, it's just a 15k boost to the soul charge. If you look at the Stoicheia one, it's not even a booster. It doesn't gain any power, but it just fixes a card in your hand because you add a card to hand and you discard a card. So it literally just fixes. And then you look at this.
It fixes by either adding a normal order or calling a rear guard. I think it has to be grade 2 or less.
Yeah, but you still fix. You still put it to hand.
No, it calls a rear. If it's, you can either choose it to call it a rear guard or put the order into your hand.
Are you making me double question myself in my memory right now? Because I'm pretty sure different cards send it from your drop or an order card. Put it into your hand, choose a card. Yeah, it puts a unit card or an order into your hand, but then forces you to discard. Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, it does put it in your hand. Well, most of the time, if you're going to be choosing something else, I get what you mean.
So it's literally just a hand fixer. It's like, I don't need this dead piece in my hand. Give me something from my drop to my hand that's not a dead piece. Yeah, but then you look at this card, and this is just fucking plus engine on a stick. So the balance, I don't think it's kind of fair. It's like 15k booster, soul charge, not really plussing, just fixing. Either plus the board or stack the deck. What? Why? I'm scared to see the rest of them now.
I mean, we've already seen 3 of them right here.
And we got 3 more to go.
Yeah, which I'm scared to see now lyricals, because if it follows suit, where we saw that the Cater one is just so good, it's so generically good, and then the lyrical was just kind of blew it out of the water, and then this one is just so good, what the hell is lyrical's going to do?
I'm honestly interested to see what Brink is going to do, because probably going to do something around set orders, but if it doesn't, it's going to be very interesting to see.
It probably will have to do something to do with it. So I'm going to laugh if it's the exact same way as the grade 2 stories, where it just literally grabs a set order and put it into your set order sum.
I'd be sad, but oh well. Now, last card of the day before we go for way too long for no reason. We got saved the best for last. With a Leaping Bullet of Dust Storm, Glynis, thank you. She's a grade 1 double rare for none other than our best boy, and she's got 2 really cool abilities. Auto rearguard once per turn when your opponent's rearguard is retired during your main phase. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Eugene in its card name, stand this unit, and this unit gets power 5k until the end of turn. And then continuous Guardian Circle, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Eugene in its card name, this unit gets shield 5k, make it a 10k shield from hand. Overall, not bad.
Not bad, but you know, as you said once, you know, Eugene just needs a new Eugene. Eugene is what holding back Eugene.
Hey, maybe we get a new Eugene. Who the fuck knows? But for right now, this is honestly not too bad a support. It's a 13k booster or attacker. Combined with the grade 3 that Eugene got not too long ago, you can rest this and that grade 3 and then restand both of them. So you're really not losing anything on the resting ability. And your Eugene retires something and gains 10k power. Like, overall, it's not something that Eugene honestly really needed to make him really good, but it's not bad support overall. Combined with the grade 1 we talked about a little while ago and this, I'm going to have a very fun time making a Eugene deck.
What I am scared of is the moment that they do introduce a new Eugene that is good, and it completely blows every other deck out of the water.
I think they might. And I think that new Eugene that gets introduced is gonna do something with moving your rear guards to Guardian Circle. Because, okay, I'm being a little bit too optimistic because I'm looking at the second ability and like, I think a shield in hand is nice, but it'd be cool if this thing could somehow also intercept. We'll see. We have 3 triple rares in set 1. One of them is going to the faded one of them is going to the cycle, so we don't know what the last triple rare is for Dragon Empire. Who knows, maybe we will be a new Eugene. We can only hope.
I mean, realistically, that is probably a deck that needs the most help. And
hey, maybe in set 2. Maybe in set 2 we get new Eugene. Who the fuck knows? But moving forward, the last thing we need to talk about, because that's been all the reveals, and the only pieces of new information is the fact that the next week, we're getting some really cool reveals. Next week, we're getting... they're not only recapping the episode, which is cool and all, episode 2 of the anime. We're getting... Alright, they're not recapping. They're recapping episode 1 and synopsing episode 2. But basically, I'm trying to hype it up because it's hype. We're getting the triple rare Brentgate Cycle card. As well as... we're getting Velstra. We're getting Velstra.
well, yeah, next week we're getting Velstra.
We're getting Velstra. We're getting Velstra next Tuesday. I'm so fucking hyped. Now, granted, I do need to say this. I don't think we're getting the cycle card. I think we're getting something else next to it. Because it says they're revealing cards from Booster 1, including Faded One of Guiding Stars, Velstra Blitz Arms, a generic triple rare for Brandgate, as well as revealing a new rarity, which will probably be the Faded One rarity. I'm assuming the generic triple rare is the cycle card, but if it's not, that's going to be very interesting to see what new generic stuff we're getting. Also, on Tuesday... Huh?
If we take a look at Stokea's, which was directly Maggie support, and with the Sea Rumble, I don't know, there's still one more spot for Stokea.
No, we got the Cycle Grade 2, we got the Maggie triple rare, and we're getting... Oh yeah, no, there is one more spot. Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, because the Faded is not until set 2, so I have no idea. Yeah.
No, well, regarding set 2, Tuesday we're also revealing first product information for set 2. So that's going to be very interesting to see what we get. As for the Thursday stream next week, this is a fucking kicker. Revealing cards from Boost Set 1, including a ride line of original cards for Dark States. We also have the new Direful Doll Master and rolled. In card form, the one human who fights by making full use of Direful Doll cards. As well as revealing a promo from the monthly Bushiroad that's apparently a Dark States card.
Strengthens a certain Dark States deck.
Uh-huh. We'll see what Dark States deck that is next week, but good sir, a new ride line, a new TCG exclusive ride line that looks like fucking Lies of P, that looks like... the first thing I saw when I saw this card art, it was actually not Lies of P. I actually saw Beelzebub from Records of Ragnarok. For anybody that's caught up that far into the manga, you might see the same resemblance as me. But this thing, I don't know what it is. I just find it neat, and I can't wait to see what it does.
I mean, I'm kind of curious, yeah. But I'm also curious, will other decks also be introducing, well, not the decks,
Very
but
potentially.
like other,
This could be also the same avenue that Stokea takes, since Darkseid's Faded One is in set 2. So we might see a Stokea or TCG original as well.
That is completely true. We have to see if it does something with specific names, because this is all Direful Dolls, and when I look back at Darkseid, there's a bunch of cards that say Direful Dolls.
Exactly, I can't wait to combine stuff. Hey, who knows, maybe like you said, Rarami and Ririmi, but not in Tamira.
Like the first effect is generic, the second one is the Go into Soul is the one that's Tamira specific. Or
exactly.
Better said.
So, we'll see when that happens. But, last bit of news, we did get the product conference stream for Bushiroad already in Japan. We streamed it, it was a fun time, but now we're going to get an English conference this upcoming January 18/19. For people in the US, it'll be at 9 p.m. January 18th Pacific Standard Time, which is basically midnight for Eastern Standard Time. And then for people in Europe and other places, just 6 a.m. January 19th. So huzzah. We'll see what actually all the information that's going to be given. Bushimat's also doing it again. It's mostly going to be Cardfight, Vanguard, White Swords, as well as Shadowverse Evolve. And we might get some English exclusive news during that. So that's going to be a fun time overall.
Yeah.
Alright. But with all that being said, I want to end this episode here before we go for way too long. I did not expect us to rant for an hour and 15 fucking minutes, but fuck it. We're here.
I mean, there was how many cards were there? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I lost count.
There were a decent amount of cards. We got like 3 from the Tuesday stream. We got another 7 from the Thursday stream, so that's already 10. Then each day revealed 1 card, so that's about 15. But then we also got the 2 premiums, so we got 7. We got a lot of cards to cover, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of information this one.
All right. So with all that being said, we're going to end this episode here. Thank you everybody so much for watching or listening. Episode 205 of V-Time. If you liked the episode, please like, share with your friends. Comment down below what you think the new Dark States TCG original guy is going to do, or what you think Velstra is going to do. Next week is my week, and I can't wait. But if you like what we do here, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell to get notified. Maybe even become a member for some awesome perks. But with all that being said, I've been Philip.
I've been Hector.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Woo. God fucking damn it. I really did not expect us to rant for an hour.
I mean, the amount of cards that I saw.
Yeah, I blame myself for going on a rant with the Eugene breaking double critical thing. And the lyrical. Fuck the lyrical.